back. Through the Whistle, episode 21 is here, children. Thank you for tuning in. Through the Whistle, episode 21. Is that motherfucking rain?
It does sound.
Oh, my windows is down. Keep on, start the show. I'll be back. Y'all be nice to keep on while I'm running outside. I'm gonna be soaked. Keep on, start the show. I'll pick up wherever you start.
Well, this will be very interesting to see what how he maneuvers through this. He's bewildered.
Where are my keys at?
He doesn't know where his keys are.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's raining pretty hard outside.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Through the Whistle, episode I believe 21. I think that's the right number. You know, like, share, subscribe. We are, loving all the love on YouTube, but we need to increase it. We need to add more. I'm sure he would say the same, but obviously he needs to make sure that his car isn't flooded right now. But yeah, like I said, like, share, subscribe. It's free. We don't really care about anything else as long as y'all like, share, and subscribe. We're going to be probably adding a Facebook page here soon. You can find us out on TikTok as well. And then throw in a little bit of love on Instagram. But, we got a lot of topics today. We got college football rankings. Got a couple NFL games that we're going to take a look at. Hopefully Todd doesn't, get laced and talk about Noah Gray anymore. I know a lot of you guys have saw that, and with that, we're going to take a little pause and wait for him to come back so we can jump right into the college football rankings. So here we go.
Yeah, I'm back, guys. As you can see,
How's the weather?
It's raining cats and dogs. I'm literally, maybe not even 5 yards away from the building. My keys were in the car. That's a great place for them to be.
Great place.
If I could do a full body, my pants are very soaked. So hold on, I'm gonna bring the mic over here. They're a good angle. Pants are wet. So episode 21 is gonna be from Ty Belcher standing up. So yeah.
College football playoff rankings.
College football playoff rankings. Like, share, subscribe.
We already went through that, buddy.
Oh shoot.
Bewildered.
He is
Baffled.
bewildered. It's gonna be very interesting driving back to work and with these wet pants. Sorry guys, this is very unprofessional of me, but I'll be texting my sister real quick. Keep on. Thoughts on the rankings?
Okay. So, obviously, we already had our gripe with last year.
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna order a pair of scrubs at work.
Okay. Cool. Back to wiping ass. We're still talking about, our gripes with Indiana being ranked below.
Did it stop
Penn State.
raining?
It probably did. We are in Ohio. It's okay. But I don't think we've talked about it enough. I think that this L that they are possibly about to take on Saturday, which actually has improved. Yes.
Okay.
It has probably their odds have probably improved a lot with the injury news that Ohio State has had.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of underrating this injury. I mean, because I feel like Ohio State had probably one of the best center guard combos in the nation.
Well,
back when you guys were healthy.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say the entire left side, from center to left tackle before the injuries, was probably one of the more dominant looks in the country. Especially if you think about it, we're kind of stepping away from the college football rankings and going kind of into the matchup. for Ohio State versus Indiana. This is about to be the 5th time that Ohio State is going to have to change this offensive line.
Yeah.
And to start out from, one of the best to now still being ranked in top 5 ranking-wise in the offensive line. They're being ranked in
the O-lineman of the year,
Joe Moore Award. And the fact that they were still in that even after the injury, and now they had to take on another injury and with a guy that he was in the lead for probably center of the year for this season. That's how great he's been playing. And if there's one thing that Indiana has that you would fear anything on their defense is that nose tackle. And he's probably the best player on their defense. So,
I mean, shit. Even going forward, next week you're going against Mason Graham and Mr. Grant out there, who are supposedly 2 of the best D tackles in the nation. So,
and to do that like on a Tuesday after, I mean, I think it'll be a little different if you came away from Saturday and I gotta switch this around. But now you're going in the middle of the week. It's like, okay, well, damn, am I going to move my backup center back to center, or who's been playing solid at left guard, or are you going to put Luke Montgomery in there at center? Are you going to put Austin Saravale at center at this point? It's got to be and it's going to be a credit to Ryan Day and their offensive line coach if they can get past all this and still make it far in the playoff, because I don't understand how you can.
Left tackle and center, bro. That's hard to bounce back from.
Yeah, and even left. I mean, you're losing your left guard at that point too.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah.
Like you got to move your left guard to left tackle. So it's like you're going down to basically your third strings. And if you think that you can just walk through anything with a line like that, you're highly.
And there's people saying, "Oh, it's Ohio State. We should have next man."
Yeah, no.
It's first of all, it's 2024. The age of the NIL and having people, 5 deep at one spot, that doesn't happen anymore. 2, bro, no one's fourth string like center is supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, y'all saw the Cardell Jones thing, and then y'all thought that just applied to everything. It doesn't work like that. But
it's an anomaly.
To kind of revert back to the rankings, I think that Indiana is going to be highly treated unfair. Like, it's going to be insane to see if they take this L, how far they drop. Because I think, from what I'm looking at, if they fall anything below Miami, I'm irritated. I'm irritated because, again, they're going to have the same L as Penn State.
Sorry.
They're going to have the same L as Penn State. You're not going to sit there and tell me that their L's are any better. Aren't any better than Notre Dame, who's going to have. Granted,
the worst loss.
They're going to have 2 ranked wins, but it's going to be the worst L out of everybody. And then your whole point of Texas being ranked that high is because they only lost to number 1, or at that point number 3 ranked Georgia, and you're going to be listening to a number 2 ranked Ohio State. It makes 0 sense. I'm baffled by it.
That goes to the point I was trying to make last week with, if Indiana would have started higher in the AP, in the original ranking, all this would have been avoided. Because there's no reason why Penn State's ahead of them.
Yeah.
Because who the fuck has Penn State played? You said it. They're both teams' best win. Hey, where is it at? Non-top 25 teams. Well, now Illinois is back in the top 25 for some fucking reason. No, who knows why?
Well, shit.
And they both play UCLA. They both play UCLA. One team put belt to ass, and the other team is Penn State, who struggled.
And for Penn State, you got to play Ohio State at home, while Indiana has to go on the road.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. And then another thing is this Tennessee thing. I was really wondering what they were going to do.
I didn't think they would get dropped that far.
I didn't think they would either.
Because I felt like they played a good game. Their defense gets a stop that last drive, and you're giving Nico a chance to go down the field and score and try the game up.
At this point, Kirby Smart was sitting there saying he doesn't know what the criteria is. And I don't think anybody does. Because, like I said, with all these teams, you can make a point for all of them. Is Bama, you lost to Tennessee. Yeah, Georgia, you lost to Bama, so Bama takes that ahead. But, again, if I'm looking at Tennessee, I'm like, why am I falling below
A team that
I already beat, and not to mention I'm out the playoff.
Yeah.
So it's legitimately everything's screwed up. Everybody is hoping that more than likely Notre Dame takes an L. That's what they're hoping for. Like, I mean, not saying that I think that Notre Dame's going to lose, but I'm saying they're hoping for some. The committee is more than likely hoping for something like that to happen because
they give them an excuse like, hey, we try to give them a chance. Let's go ahead.
And so we look at that. Indiana, we're going to see if Indiana falls, how far they drop. Because, I mean, you fall 4 spots. If you're Tennessee, are you going to sit there and say that Indiana deserves to fall more than that? Mm-hmm. So what are they going to do? Because I'm already hearing the SEC people talking about, well, Indiana lost to the only team that they played. And it's like...
I can say the same thing about Texas.
Literally.
Joe Clark made a great point on his show today. He said, before the season started, 6 months ago, as soon as the national championship game ended, when the schedules dropped, they had Michigan on the schedule, and Ohio State on the schedule, and they also had Washington on the schedule.
Yeah, Washington. Yeah.
So, the defending champ, the defending runner-up, and you have Ohio State on your schedule.
You thought that
no one said that was an easy schedule. The only team that we in masses, everybody across the Big Ten said had an easy schedule was Penn State, because they didn't have to play Ohio State. They didn't have to play Michigan. They didn't have to play Oregon. They didn't have to play the 2 to 3 big dogs.
They didn't have to play 3 of them. Like, you didn't have to play Michigan, Ohio State. Well, you had to play Ohio State, but you didn't have to play Michigan.
Yeah, well, and you had Ohio State at home.
Yeah.
So it's like Penn State's getting the most benefit of the doubt possible, because we're out here slandering Texas. Like, what's Texas done this season? Hey, their best win is Michigan, and then their best win is Vandy.
They got the same best win.
And Indiana hasn't played anybody, even though they're undefeated. They haven't played nobody. Penn State's just like, hey, yeah, bro, like, yeah, they ain't played nobody over there. Yeah, I'm gonna just. But the same thing
that you saying about Texas, like, when people are going to sit there and compare resumes for Texas and Indiana, I mean, granted, Texas still has to play a top 25 team. They're going to be playing Texas A&M at the end of the season. But at this point in time, it's going to be literally like, okay, the same argument you're saying towards Indiana and Texas, I can say the same thing towards Penn State and Indiana. Mm-hmm. Like, nothing is going to be.
You lost at the crib, bro. Double digits. You're getting baffled.
Again, like I said last week, they're going to be asked to extend this playoff because people are going to be left out, and I don't think it needs to be extended, but somebody's going to be butthurt, and I don't know who it's going to be, but we're definitely going to see, especially with this Big 12 looking like they're going to be.
They might be ass out.
The 12 seed.
They might be ass out because we'll have the rankings periodically through this whole segment. But we didn't even talk about the doomsday scenario. Army beats Notre Dame this weekend. And
I think that makes it more clear.
So Army beats Notre Dame. What does Army jump to?
They had to jump into the top 15.
12. I say at least the top 12. I beat number 6.
You think they're going to jump over Boise State?
Damn. Boise State will have to bump up. Well, Boise State moves up with Notre Dame losing. Notre Dame probably drops to like 20-ish.
Notre Dame is chalked.
Yeah, that's a given. So Notre Dame and Army essentially, like Army jumps to at least like 12, 13, because shit. BYU's at 14. Colorado at 16. If Army goes ahead of BYU, I don't know who's going to break it up, the Coach Prime. That Big 12 team don't get that automatic spot because Army, as the American champ, you will have the Big 10 champ, you have an SEC champ, you will have your ACC champ, and then you have Boise. So that's 5 right there.
I think they will still put Colorado in there.
But how would you get Colorado? How would you justify Colorado getting in there? Undefeated Army has a win against the number 6 team at the time, and they're undefeated.
I just don't see them keeping the Heisman winner out if they win the Big 12. I just can't see it. I'm not saying that it's valid, but there is no way that they're going to put Army and Boise State in there at the same time.
So who will get the short end of the stick?
truly, it would probably have to be Boise. It would probably have to be Boise. Boise will more than likely have to take the short end of the stick only because of the simple fact that they have the L and Army has the dub over a top 6 team. And, I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, your loss is to, on the road, barely, but I'm talking about by fractions to the number 1 team in the nation. So it's, I truly don't know. And it makes it worse if Ohio State falls to Indiana. That will make the entire scenario worse.
Oh, no, Ohio State loses to Indiana. I think the people in that committee might resign a little bit. Yeah, because Ohio State loses to Indiana, and you got to come into some really, really uncomfortable conversation because you can say, if I'm Georgia, hey, bro, I know we got 2 losses, but we was on the road for both of them. Like, it took Ole Miss having 80,000 and it raining cats and dogs for us to lose, to Bama having 90,000 at night. Us playing our worst type of football we played all season for us to lose. I'm going to beat Georgia. We better kiss my ass.
Then what would it? I mean, but you can say the same thing about if Ohio State sat there and gave the same resume towards Alabama. Because if you're Alabama and Ohio State, it's like Ohio State's going to sit there and look at it, okay, you lost to Tennessee and you lost to Vandy. Granted, you beat Georgia, and granted, you beat who else? I mean, your wins about the same as mine, and legitimately, my L's are better than yours. I lost to, don't get me wrong, I lost
number 1 and number 2 at that point.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, because Indiana will
jump. The Big Championship game will be 1 versus 2.
Well, Indiana will jump.
Imagine game of the century for the Big Championship game.
They will jump up to number 2.
Indiana and Oregon. Imagine.
I'm just saying that is for sure. Like, they put themselves here.
Oh yeah, we said this from the beginning.
Because if we're being honest, Miami probably more than likely shouldn't be up this high either. But
I don't think BYU should have been dropped as far as they did.
I think that was based off a simple fact that they've been looking bad for the last couple of games. Like they
So the team that's ahead of me, I beat them. Why am I behind them? Because we both have 1 loss. I beat you head to head. I showed you that I was very.
Tennessee can say the same thing.
But the Tennessee thing, it's like it's either you get dropped back to 6 because you say it from the Bama, so it's like.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And Bama sat there and took the L to him, so I don't know why you would sit there and be upset about it. So if BYU can do it, I'm pretty sure Tennessee is sitting there feeling the same way.
You know, it'd be even crazier. Having that 8-9 spot ain't looking too hot.
Oh no! It's
because
it's looking.
Like
hot.
I said, we'll
that
have
number.
the bracket.
If we're being honest, that number 1 seed is looking.
That doesn't look like a fun place to be
at all.
If I'm I want to be number 2. Yeah, 7-10. When you play me now, I play number 3.
Listen,
I have what? Because as of right now, this is your path. Alabama beats Notre Dame more than likely. Okay. All right, then I got to play Alabama neutral site. Oh, here comes Ohio State and Colorado. The winner of Ohio State and Colorado. All right, that sounds like a very fun place to be. Like, no, I don't want to play that.
Well, if we're being honest, like that, I feel like that gives out the easiest path is going to be through that 5 seed. Like, if we're being completely honest.
Which is insane.
And that number 1 seed, not to mention, like, the fact that you're going to probably, the 5 seed more than likely will be either the 2nd or the 3rd best team in the nation. If we're being completely honest.
Yeah.
And the fact that you had to beat probably the best team out of the semifinal, not named the 5 seed, off the jump, and then you had to go play the 5th seed,
who have argument for being the best team in the nation.
You're asking for. I think that this is why they probably are going to take away the legitimately, like, the automatic bids for the first round buys. I think they're going to legitimately I think they're going to keep the automatic bid into the playoff, but they're going to take away the first round buy of who gets it. I think it's still going to be the top 4 teams, just not the top 4 conference champions, because I I can't sit there and stomach the fact that Boise State is going to legitimately be
A first round
bye. That should not happen.
No.
That's
So
sick.
Boise State, we understand. You
That's
know,
sick.
you guys are playing y'all's games. You know, that's all you can do. But no.
That's sickening.
No.
I can't. That matchup for Oregon, I think that will be tough. Especially like again, if you're taking away like a Bama or if you're putting Georgia in that spot, because more than likely that will become Ole Miss or Georgia because if Indiana falls. Mm-hmm. So it's legitimately like okay, if anything that might turn into Texas. Because it's just like you're basically saying, okay, well, F it, we're going to be probably playing the second best SEC team, and then after that we have to go play the second best team in the nation more than likely. Mm-hmm. Like it's hell.
Having to go from basically the second best SEC team, well, on paper, technically not the second best because they probably won't make the SEC championship game. Second best SEC champion, SEC team, then it's okay. We'll give you, we'll line it up on you. Oh yeah, here's Texas or Ohio State. You go play them again. You go play Ohio State for this third time. Cause shit, flip roles. If you're Ohio State, and Georgia, when Texas wins SEC. Ohio State gets a 2 seed. I'm happy as hell.
Oh yeah, without
I'm
that.
happy as hell.
I think whoever gets that 2 seed is
that's the best spot in football.
They're legitimately praising everything that the committee is doing because that second seed is going to be.
They're like, you guys cooked up with this shit.
Yeah, no, because I mean you're getting probably the third. I feel like the difference between the third conference championship and the fourth are basically the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like it is apples to oranges,
Miami,
but
Colorado, that's a toss-up.
Yeah,
I think Colorado would beat Miami.
Yeah, exactly. So then I'm saying like you're basically getting the same team for both sides. And if you get that second seed, you're not having to play that big time matchup of whoever that 4 or 5 seed is, and you're basically. I feel like if you're Ohio State, you're either wanting that second seed or that 6th seed, or not second seed or 6th seed. It's 2, 5, and 6 are the 2 best ones. I mean, the 3 best ones. So we're going to see this entire. We're 2 weeks away. No, 3 weeks away from the final one.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a doozy for whoever.
Yeah, because
makes it.
Boise, hey, number 12 spot, my boy. Because Boise. They've shown you're stuck. Like you're going to be the 12th seed more than likely. You're fucked, kid. So here, you see, we said we'll give you a chance. Hey,
second best team.
There's Ohio State. Go play them. No, go play Oregon if you're lucky. Go play Oregon again at Oregon again, and they pissed.
Yeah.
Because they just lost in Big Ten championship game. Or you know what? How about this? Here's Texas. They don't have anything to prove. You'll be okay.
But Tom, we also talked about it like we talked about how the committee doesn't like these rematches in the first. So do you think?
So here's Georgia.
So do you think that they will legitimately be like?
Here's Georgia.
Okay, Ohio State. They beat Oregon. Do they fall far enough to where they're still the 5 seed, or do they have to go to the 6 seed?
I personally think so. Bracket. Number 1, you have who's the Big Ten champion in this scenario?
Well, I feel like it doesn't really matter.
I think it's easier if it's Oregon as the Big Ten champ because then you can just put Penn State and Indiana on their side because we never got Indiana or Penn State versus Oregon, and you can have Ohio State on the opposite side on the 2 seed 7, 10, 3, 6.
So
11.
you think that the 7 or 6 seed is possible for the Ohio State? That will be.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have a chance at the 5 seed. Only way you get a possible third matchup between Ohio State and Oregon will have to be in the Natty. Because it's all about, at the end of the day, they can say all they want is about the best teams. No, it's about viewership. It's about the money you can bring in.
Do you think that they were legitimately, if they're sitting there being real about what they say, the 13th data point doesn't hurt you?
Which makes no sense because I have to hurt you.
If that's the case and Ohio State does fall in the Big Ten Championship, how can you sit there and make a case that they should fall less than 3? Because then you're putting Texas, which will be moving up to number 2 or whoever that SEC champion is, and then it's like, okay, Ohio State, you can't drop below Penn State or Indiana
because you beat both
of them.
But then if I'm Ole Miss and Tennessee, I'm like, hey, bro, like, you gotta get your ass to the back.
Yeah.
But
again, it's a 13th data point.
I think part of the problem is, so say for instance, Alabama beats Texas in the SEC championship game because it goes in one-loss team, beats A&M, all this other shit. Alabama beats them in Atlanta. Texas, they lose, right? You're gonna have to have them above Georgia because if you're saying that 13th game doesn't, like, we won't hold it against you.
They can't go below Georgia.
You can't go below Georgia.
But they already
even
lost
though they
to Georgia.
Lost to Georgia.
Yes.
So it's like,
what's the point?
You lost to the same team we lost to. I beat you. Why are you ahead of me? So it's like this little buffer. So it's either going to have to count or it's not. Because if you want to go by that same as like logic, Miami loses to SMU. Does that mean Miami gets to stay? Does Miami get to stay in the playoff? Because why am I being punished? I won my games. Those two didn't get punished. So why do I lose and I'm out?
I don't know.
You're damn near lying to everybody.
So then, let's say in the opposite way. So if Ohio State wins, do you think that Oregon drops to the 5 seed?
I think they will be very deserving at the 5 seed.
But do you think they will be 12-0, and then they'll be a 12-1? Can you? I think that that's where they will put them. I don't think that that's what they would want to do, but I think like off of the simple fact of how they have been ranking teams lately, that they won't have a choice but to put them into the 5 seed. Like, because what are we going to really do? Oregon is going to drop to what? No more than 5, if we're being honest. And unless you move up Notre. So if Indiana falls this weekend,
but Notre Dame can't go past 6.
Yes, but
they can't go past the 6 seed.
They can't go past the. No, they can go to the number 5.
No, they can't be the number 5 seed.
No, number 5. They can definitely be the number 5 because they can, as long as it's not over the
conference champ.
So if it's them and Boise State, they can still be the number 5 seed. So
they just can't bump someone out.
Right. So Oregon, they can make a case like if Notre Dame beats Army, top 25 team, top 20 team, Indiana falls, you're moving Notre Dame up to what, number 5 spot? Texas falls, okay. Oregon falls. Notre Dame scoops up to the number 2 ranking, making them the number 5 seed. I feel like that would be the only possible way they will be able to be like, okay, we're making sure we're not getting the rematch until the Natty, like how everybody usually how they've been doing it the last couple of years. So that might be their only shot.
So let's say play devil's advocate. This Saturday comes by, Ohio State beats Indiana, game-winning field goal. Ohio State goes on, beats Oregon by, let's say 10 in the Big Ten championship game. What argument do you have for Oregon being above Indiana?
Oh, none.
But so I'm Indiana, I'm like,
it's a brand thing. It's the 13th data point.
But that's the thing, like
13.
I barely lost to them.
13.
You won on some BS against them.
13.
And then you just got smacked by. You just lost my 2 possessions spot to them.
13.
So it's like
13.
You're
telling me that doesn't count.
What do you mean?
If you're telling me it doesn't count towards me, it doesn't hurt me, it can only benefit me, then that's the only way. Listen, dog. They need to, especially with more teams in this, they need to put out a set criteria. And honestly, They need to, which what they said they will be doing, the Big Ten versus SEC thing, crossovers, and then the Big 12 and all that crossovers. They need to make sure that these are going because at this
That's
point,
the only way to know which conference is better. I guess.
but I mean, the only point that they're going to realize because everything is going to depend on what Indiana does.
Oh, yeah.
Because if Indiana doesn't make it and their only losses to Ohio State, legitimately, they're going to be the committee is going to be saying your out of conference wins, they matter. And don't get me wrong, Ohio State's out of conference stuff is bare minimum, just like Penn State's and most of the Big
It's
Ten.
like most of the SEC. Fucking playing Mercer and Colgate. Boy, you playing against my toothpaste brand.
They're going to sit there and say to the president, like, okay, no, you need to put an actual team in your first non-conference couple games. So we're going to see. I'm not trying to sit there and put too much blame on them because it is the first one, but they set themselves up with this. They set themselves up with this.
They
set them up.
They fucking themselves over.
They set themselves up.
Because when you mean your best win, your best non-conference game is the 8th team in the Big Ten. But you're trying to talk all big and bad like your schedule's like
but
that.
I mean, if you're looking at it, I mean, Georgia's. Yes, they have played the top teams in the SEC, but they have also played some of the worst. They have played very much mixture, same as Texas, and outside of probably like Bama or maybe, I mean, Tennessee's even played some of the worst ones. You can't be mad at what the schedule is when you don't plan the schedule the year before. Like you're not knowing.
Like it'd be different if it was like in the NFL when it's okay, it's set maybe like 2 years, but then you have 4 teams that were we made that year of. Bro, this Texas game was made back when I was in high school. This is Michigan. I was literally walking the halls at Eastmore Academy.
We knew about Ohio State playing Texas 4 years ago. We played them next season. We knew about them playing.
And who the hell
years ago?
You out here scheduling games with Tom Herman, thinking Tom Herman and Jim Harbaugh about to face off. Texas done been through 3 coaches by now. Harbaugh, he out here winning games in the AFC West and shit. Why? Like there's
and the thing is, like it's not the NFL to where it's like, okay, you can kind of predict what's going to be happening.
Just change semester by semester. Semester by semester.
Like you should know, like college football, you get 2 years in advance to really know what you think is going to be happening. Like you can see a little bit into the future, but like let's be real, man. Like 5 years ago, like bro, you don't even got the senior. You don't even know what high schoolers they're about to get.
Bro, 5 years ago, there's no way in hell people thought Michigan would be as good as they were last year.
Bro, 5 years ago, you didn't know Jeremiah Smith and Will Howard was going to be playing football for Ohio State.
Jeremiah Smith was playing in middle school. He was playing Pop Warner for the Day Stars 5 years ago.
Like
there ain't no, there's no.
Be serious.
This doesn't make sense. But before we talk about this upcoming Saturday's games, we kind of touched on the Ohio State, Indiana. No Diddy. I have to make an apology to a certain man, certain team, certain group of individuals. Before the season, I said Colorado would be a 3-loss team. I said they'd be lucky to win fucking 8 games.
Yes.
So my fellow Americans, damn, my traps look good. My fellow Americans, I'd like to apologize to one Mr. Deion Sanders. Those boys out in Colorado are playing some great football, some top-tier football. You know, you have a cornerback, wide receiver, cornerback who plays wide receiver, who's playing his ass off. Might be the Heisman. I personally don't think he should be. Missed 2 games.
He will be.
You have a quarterback who can save my NFL team.
Well, hold on now. He can save a lot of teams, and don't know if you.
We fit the criteria for Shadur.
There's somebody else that fits
us.
the criteria, but we're not going to get into it.
60 mil, Kiba, 60 mil.
Yes, indeed, but we.
60 million. So
listen,
I would like to apologize.
They might be having me bring back a hat.
Oh, all right, Skip Bayless. Skip. So, Colorado, Coach Prime, Coach Sanders, you deserve all the flowers. Bro, that ring really messed up the neck of my shirt. deserve all the flowers. I think it will be the Big 12 champs. If y'all can beat this Kansas team, because what the fuck was this Kansas team at fucking 8 weeks ago?
Nobody knows.
No, y'all want to be good? Y'all wanted me to look stupid at first? I said y'all was gonna go 11-1. You could have did that.
Well, you're doing that. I mean, they did the same thing that your boys did. I mean, Michigan, they try to copy the.
You said what? Win the ring?
No, they come into the season. It's okay.
What, win the ring?
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Weren't y'all supposed to do what we did last year?
No. We had Kyle McCord.
No, I was talking about this year. Weren't y'all supposed to do what we did last year?
Well, we had this Joe Moore award line, and we just keep losing them left and right. Goddamn. What do you want them? What do you want them to do? It's okay.
Hey.
What you want to do?
Also, before we one last thing about this Colorado team. I need Shedeur to get some more Heisman respect.
You will not.
Because he is, when Travis was hurt for a couple games, guess who was still slanging the rock, as the kids say.
Really?
Throwing the pigskin. Shedeur.
I mean.
But it's cool. Number 3 overall pick.
3.
Oh, you think he gonna let him go to fucking Cleveland?
Oh, you think Cleveland's gonna have the number 1 pick?
You think he gonna... See, now hold on. Listen. You wanna go ahead and get into this? You wanna go ahead and get into the...
Listen, I'm just...
All right.
We can pivot.
We're gonna pull out this Ohio State, Indiana game. Kim, who you got? Ohio State, Indiana?
I got Ohio State.
Minus what?
I think that it really truly depends. I'm not sure.
Ohio State minus 4.5. No, 3.5. They had to go down and score a touchdown. They don't. Indiana doesn't score the touchdown. Ohio State wins.
I think it depends on if we blitz them or not. Like,
Auburn versus Texas A&M. I know that's a shit bowl, but it's that night. Give me Auburn money line. Take it. Take it to the bank.
I don't know.
All right. Kansas versus Colorado.
I got Colorado pulling it out quick. Immunity. Immunity.
You should have took some notes.
I'm just saying.
You should take some notes from that. Anyway, so Deion said he's gonna step in like Archie Manning did 20 years ago with Eli. Well, don't look now. Eli went to them Giants. You know, we got neighbors out there. We got a good defense. We have a pretty solid old line. So I think Deion would be okay with his son coming out to New York, the Big Apple. You know, marketing, Aflac commercials, some KFC commercials. Wait, is it KFC or Wingstop?
It's KFC.
KFC.
Gross.
Go get y'all that famous bowl with some mac and cheese.
All right, come on. Speed it up.
Whoa.
Speed it up.
So, keep on. Jacksonville, I don't think anybody's
He's not going to
Jacksonville.
He's not going to Jacksonville.
You're not out taking Jacksonville. If you're a team, because, you know, most times, you know, the number one overall team has a quarterback, you're like, oh, yeah, they're about to trade this bitch out. Do you think Deion cock blocks a little bit and says, hey, you can trade for him. Titans, you can trade up for the first pick, but he's not playing up fucking Nashville.
I mean,
you don't got the receivers.
Let's just put all the cards on the table. Cleveland, I don't think
fuck no.
Yeah, I don't think Cleveland's out here tanking. I think they're actually playing. Well, Jameis Winston is not the type to be like, hey, I'm about to lose these games on purpose. So let's be honest.
I think if he tried to lose games, he would play even better.
I think the Jets are also they're not looking to. Aaron Rodgers is not doing that. New England, they're not getting a quarterback. They got Drake May. Tennessee, I don't believe that they're doing that. So really, we're talking about the Giants.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Cowboys.
60
and
mil.
We're talking about the Raiders. I don't know if you saw it or not, but there was a mighty nice interview on The Herd Tuesday afternoon.
With one man who's very
with
close.
One man that is
very close with Deion.
Very close with Deion Sanders and very, very close with the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, who is that? He played
He's Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer.
Oh.
I'm just leave it at that. This man, listen, Colin Cowherd, he's a man of takes, of hot takes. He said, these are the Cowboys. Why am I not just doing the Russell Wilson thing and just saying F it? We're going to just take the cap hit. If we got to trade Micah Parsons for a couple first-round picks, we're going to trade Micah Parsons. F it. We're going there. Listen, the schedule is not looking good for Dallas, and especially with Cooper Rush at the helm. You got to play the Commanders. Commanders, you got to play them twice. You got to play the Giants game. Will more than likely decide who is getting this pick.
That's going to be, Kevon, we are going to be at Uncle Randy's house fighting for our lives.
For our loss.
So, that dinner could be the Sunday Night Football game. Because I'm tuning in like this.
Who's losing?
Daniel, I need you to get out there. I need you to play.
When I tell you that everybody's going to be smashing that under button, because when I'm telling you
Tommy DeVito
versus Cooper Rush, and I'm telling you right now.
But it's cool because Micah Parsons needs to put some good film out there. So Micah's going to strip set some DeVito.
Right. Sure. Because you can also say that the Dallas Cowboys offensive line is god awful, and y'all's defensive line is pretty fucking good. We're just gonna sit there and say that the Cowboys barely beat the Giants with a healthy quarterback.
Can we sign Nathan Peterman? Is it too late for that?
It is.
I feel like if you want to tank,
I'm just saying.
You bring in Nathan Peterman
because you got the Cowboys also after that Giants game. They got to play the Bengals, so the Bengals are going to be sitting there fighting for a spot. The Panthers, who Bryce Young more than likely is going to be sitting there trying to fight for his career. After that, Baker Mayfield doesn't like to lose. So let's be honest. We got that game, and then the Eagles. We know that's not happening. And then the Commanders' last game of the season. If you're telling me that the Commanders is going to be not only fighting for a playoff spot, okay. So, like I said.
So let me educate you real quick, Spawn. We play Tampa Bay. At Tampa. We play. Baker Mayfield loves the bright lights. He's going to come in there.
Hey, he don't like D-lines, though.
We play on Thanksgiving. We just talk about that. It's cool, We play the Saints. The Saints are playing great football. Derek Carr said, y'all about to win that game. He said, what you mean? He's like, we about to get a top 5 pick. Shit, let me show y'all why I'm Derek Carr. So we gonna lose to the Saints. We're gonna be a little tired because we're gonna have some gumbo in our systems. We're gonna be like, hey, I'm a little sleepy. Malik Neighbors gonna be at LSU partying the whole weekend because
he gonna be partying because he just got that dub.
No, and then we play Baltimore. Lamar want to get his get back from when we beat him. The only NFC team that beat Lamar Jackson. Remember that. We play the Falcons down the stretch. That's cool. Kirk Cousins, do your thing. You used to whoop our ass when he was with the formerly known team as the Redskins. Then we play the Colts. Andy Richardson playing for his life.
Oh, now he's playing for his life.
Yes.
Now he's playing for his life.
But I'm very worried about this last game. We play the Eagles. Yes.
And y'all play the Eagles.
No, yes, I understand that we play the Eagles.
Saquon Barkley.
But I don't know if y'all understand how paid the NFC East is. There is definitely a world where it's, oh no, we can't get the 1 seed. Oh no. I guess we gotta play our backups. We would hate to lose and
Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley and all that.
And they're like, oh no, we don't want to lose because if y'all lose, then y'all will get a top 5 pick. Oh no! And then we beat the fucking Eagles in the last game of the season. You know how pissed I would be?
I'm just saying.
We did that shit last year.
The man, the Hall of Famer, sat there and said,
Sat there and
said, he was asked, do you see a world where the Dallas Cowboys have a top 3 pick and Shedeur Sanders is on the clock and he's still available? Do you think Deion Sanders would possibly leave Colorado and go coach his son at the Dallas Cowboys? And I just want you to guess what this Hall of Famer said. A man that is not Adam Schefter.
A man who plays in the snow.
A man that is not Adam Schefter.
This man plays in the snow.
A man that is not Adam Schefter.
That booger sugar.
He sat there and said, I am very close with sources. Very close to this situation.
Kevon, has this person been on the sideline of multiple games?
I'm just saying
for Colorado.
It seems like he was on FaceTime with one of the prime sources, pun intended. All the time. He was just on, doing a TV show when Prime said, "I love it here. I love it here."
Cold as hell out there.
Okay, and then yet You're sitting there telling me that in private conversations, he's sitting there talking about some, my boy go there, I might have to.
So, we're saying all this. We do have a problem. It's a gamble, pun intended. So there's another 2-8 team out there.
Yeah.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
And who's the part owner of the Las Vegas
Mr.
Raiders?
Brady. Mr. Brady.
And who is Shador very close with?
Mr. Brady. That's his man.
So you're telling me
His teacher. Yeah.
they played Denver. It's an L.
More than likely.
Kansas City.
More than likely. I mean, they play Kansas City pretty tough.
They're in Arrowhead. Like you said, hey, Mahomes got to turn around. Pause. Black Friday game. Tampa Bay. Atlanta.
I can see one of them. A little sneaking game.
We are going to get, on December 22nd, we are going to get the biggest mid-off in history. The Jacksonville Jaguars
They're going to beat Jacksonville.
versus
They're going to beat Jacksonville.
the Raiders.
They're going to beat Jacksonville.
Wait, is Trevor even out for the season? He
He's not going to be back for quite a while, so he might still be going.
He's a month.
Jones.
That's a month.
Mac Jones.
That's a month.
Mac Jones.
It's a month.
Mac Jones. Mac Jones.
Saints, Chargers.
It's another mid-off.
No, keep on. You're telling me Tom's like, hey, man, how you feel about Vegas? Shador's like, man, Mr. Brady, I'm Shador Sanders. Tom hits Shador with, hey, I'll bring in Eric Bieniemy or Cliff Kingsbury to be your offensive coordinator.
Whatever coach you want.
I'll bring it, then I'll have Brian Flores as the head coach. The defense is going to be solid.
Man.
We have all this cap space. You got Brock Bowers. Keep on. We might get backdoored by the Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm just saying. Jerry Jones.
You need to zoom in? Or are you good?
Jerry Jones. You have not listened to me about anything.
This whole situation could have been avoided.
All could have been avoided. The Las Vegas Raiders need a quarterback.
Yes.
They have a ton of cap space.
A shit ton. In a great market. No state tax.
And you pay the quarterback. Get rid of him.
Well, he doesn't want to go to Vegas.
Get rid of him.
He's a family man.
Get rid of him. There are tons of teams, that he might like,
Like where?
New Orleans. New Orleans.
No,
they can't afford that. They can't afford
bread.
it. But listen, if you sit there and tell me that, hey, New Orleans, we'll pay half of this. You might still not have enough money, but you can push this down the line. Or if you want, there's a couple teams out there like,
What, the Titans?
Tennessee. Maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe.
I don't need to pay anybody since Lynn Swan.
Hey, listen, I'm just a man that is sitting there trying, or you know what?
Sitting there trying. What are you trying to fix, you
even if this is a thing, if you want to bring Shador Sanders in there and learn on the deck for a year or two, but Micah more than likely will have to be.
Oh no, there is no more than likely.
I understand it. I truly do. He is one of your futures. He is your future, star DN. But man, listen. You can bring in a haul for a man like Michael Parsons. Get a couple of first-round draft picks. Get yourself back under the cap. Get you another
$80-90 million cap hits for Dak next year.
Get you another receiver for Shador, And granted, the defense might not be as great.
$89 million next year, $68 million the year after that. $62 million in 2027.
I'm just saying.
$72 million.
There is a world
in 2028 from.
There is a world. There is a world.
Yes.
Deion Sanders and Shador Sanders comes to Dallas. I'm just saying. And if that happens,
that world is called.
If that world happens, Kevon Belcher might be.
Kevon, you know what world that is? That's when you have the PS5 controller in your hand.
Hey, listen, I might be back.
I'm just saying, Kevon.
I might be back. Might be back.
Your boys, they're not getting out.
Might be back. I'm just saying the battle will be made
in the middle
on Thanksgiving.
Hey, look, this is specifically for you, Naquan, and most of you in the Shameless group chat. And also for you, Mike Evans, who try to hype up this NBA shit. We understand. We can't always put the best games on TV. NFL is not perfect. It's only starts a couple times in a year where they can't move games out the way. Right or wrong, Kevon? This is one of those times. But y'all looking at the records and shit, but y'all don't understand what we might see on Thanksgiving Day. We are going to see a generational. I'm talking about. Come on, I don't know. This is like, what is it in the Naruto reference? It's like Choji fighting fucking my guy after he already opened up the gates when he can't do anything anymore. It's just like Chatsu fighting Hercule. This is generational mid. And you know what happens if you get mid times mid?
It's a good game.
You get a good fucking game. You're gonna be sitting back, you know. Yeah, I just ate turkey and some food from Fisher's. Shout out to Fisher's. Oh, that sounds good. Some seasoning. Some mac and cheese.
M&M's is better.
Oh, where's this game on? Why is Giants versus Cowboys at 13 apiece? And we're gonna come back on Monday. And guess who's gonna be crashing out? Kevon Belcher.
I would not crash.
Kevon's gonna be crashing out, not only because Ohio State lost to Michigan, but because
Delusion.
Kevon Belcher will be mad that the Cowboys beat. The Cowboys beat the Giants.
You said it right the first time.
But Kevon will also be happy because we're definitely putting. How much money we putting on under 38 and a half?
Oh, hundreds.
Tuition?
Wow.
You don't have to worry about Heidelberg ever again.
About.
But Kevon, we also have a problem. You have a problem. I'm in a good spot. Your boy Cooper Rush, he looked really good on Monday. He played fucking phenomenal.
And the game before that, I mean, the bar was in hell.
I'm a Giants fan. I've seen the bar in hell.
The bar was in hell. I think Daniel Jones has had more yards than what the fuck Cooper Rush had 2 weeks ago.
You ain't here? Zeke said he back. Zeke said Thanksgiving feed him. CD Lamb touchdown.
Zeke can keep getting the ball. Give him the Najee Harris treatment.
I think we got to send Malik Neighbors home for Thanksgiving too.
Nah, I'm sure.
Nah, it's cool. We're going to sit out some guys. Y'all get that fourth win. Get a good pick for Dak. Get Luther Burden, who you've been beefing with all season. And then you guys can be, 8 and 9 next year? 9 and 10?
Show's over.
9 and 8?
Show's over.
Now the show's over. You don't want to talk about your shitty team?
Show's over.
No, the season's not over. Michigan, we're coming for you guys. Anyways, episode 21 Through the Whistle. Appreciate you guys for, stopping by, listening, tuning in. But I do have one question for y'all. Why is this like button, why has it not been pushed yet? Like,
Share.
Subscribe.
It's free.
Subscribe, share, like. Whichever order you need me to say it. We're not asking for much. We'll be back here on Monday. Hopefully, we're going to react to Ohio State versus Indiana. We're going to react to a couple of NFL games. We've been talking NFL in a little while, like games-wise.
Because he was talking about Noah Gray.
Hey, man, shout out to Noah Gray. What they say in Batman? Either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And
You are the villain.
I became the villain. Did not die sooner. That's very morbid. I did not keep my integrity long enough.
You did not.
But we'll be back on Monday. Through the Whistle, episode 21.